So, what if you could see the future? I don't mean years or even days from now, but just a few minutes. Imagine having a device on your desk that could literally feel a ripple in time, a shadow cast by something that hasn't even happened yet. Well, today, we're going to dive into a fascinating piece of engineering that claims to do exactly that. It's a seriously bold claim, so let's see how it's all supposed to work.
Imagine this flashing up on a screen right in front of you. You get this stark amber alert, temporal anomaly, and right below it, a countdown timer, ticking down from just under 3 minutes. An impact is coming. The future is knocking. But what in the world is it trying to warn you about?
And that really gets to the heart of this entire project. See, this isn't about predicting lottery numbers or some big stock market crash. The goal here is something way more subtle and, honestly, probably more personal. Just a tiny, specific glimpse into your immediate future.
Okay, so to understand how this thing works, we first have to get what it's even looking for. This is no crystal ball, it's a super sensitive piece of scientific gear, and it's hunting for a very, very specific kind of glitch in the matrix.
The device is basically what you'd call a causality radar. The core idea is that big future events cast a kind of shadow backward in time, like a faint echo that actually arrives before the event itself. And this machine, it's designed to hear that echo. So how in the world do you listen for the future? Well, the theory behind this is actually rooted in some pretty cool concepts from physics and information theory. It's all about finding a little bit of order in the middle of a whole lot of chaos.
The key is this thing called a negative entropy anomaly. Now, to get that, you first have to know that entropy is just a fancy word for disorder or randomness. High entropy is pure chaos. So, negative entropy, that's the opposite. It's a sudden, totally unexplainable moment of order. The theory goes that just before a big event, the random noise of the universe just snaps into focus for a second.
Think of it like this. High entropy is like the random hissing static you hear on an untuned radio. It's just noise, right? A negative entropy anomaly would be like a perfectly clear voice suddenly cutting through that static for just a split second, right before the actual song begins. This device is built to catch that one fleeting moment of clarity.
Okay, so that's the theory. Pretty wild stuff. But how do you actually build a machine that can do this? Let's get into the engineering and see how this goes from a crazy idea to a physical device on your desk.
Now this blueprint here, this is the heart of the machine. I know it looks really complex, but it actually boils down to a pretty simple 3-stage process. Sensing the world around it, analyzing all that data for those weird anomalies, and then finally making a decision.
And here's that process broken down. First up, you've got the antenna array. Think of it like the device's ears, just pulling in all the raw, noisy data from the environment. Next, the sensor cluster sifts through all that noise, hunting for those telltale patterns of order. And finally, the core logic, the brain of the operation, analyzes those patterns and decides, yep, a future event is on its way.
And this is where things get really clever. It's not just one sensor, it's a fusion of 3. It has a super-sensitive gyroscope that feels for tiny physical shifts that have no explanation. It has a thermal sensor that literally listens to the random electrical noise inside its own circuits, just waiting for that noise to organize itself. And, my favorite, a Wi-Fi sensor that measures the tension in your local network, sensing the digital equivalent of the air getting really still before a big storm.
The result is this incredibly dramatic shift. On the left, you see what it calls the hollow state. It's this calm, smooth wave. Everything's quiet. But on the right, when it detects an anomaly, the screen just snaps to this precognition alert. That smooth wave turns into a jagged, urgent signal. An event is coming. So, we've got this incredible piece of tech, blending theoretical physics with modern hardware, all designed to detect a ripple in causality and give you a warning. But a warning for what exactly?
This is the big question, right? After all this mind-bending science, all this talk of temporal anomalies and entropy, what is the massive, world-shaking event it's designed to predict? An earthquake? A solar flare? What is it?
So here's how it actually plays out. The device is just sitting on your desk. Suddenly it buzzes and the screen flashes impact in 0258. And in that moment, you realize what's coming. It's not a natural disaster, it's a digital one. It's that company-wide @all email. It's a breaking news alert about to hit every phone in the building. You slam the big kill button, and it instantly raises a physical firewall, cutting the notification link to your phone. 3 minutes later, your phone silently lights up with a storm of alerts, but your focus? It's completely unbroken.
And there it is. The punchline is just brilliantly simple. After all that, this device doesn't predict life-changing events, it predicts life-interrupting ones. It's not a window into your destiny, it's a firewall for your focus.
And what it gives you is this, a 3-minute advantage. 3 whole minutes to prepare your mind, to finish that thought, and to raise the defenses before the digital tidal wave hits. It's this tiny little window into the future used for the sole purpose of protecting the present moment. And that really leaves us with a final question. In a world where our attention is the most valuable thing we have, a world of constant digital noise and endless interruptions, how far would you go to build a wall around your focus? Maybe, just maybe, you'd build a machine that can actually hear the future.